there was a time when everybody was generalist. Then came the age of specialty. So people become specialist. Then people became super specialist. But now, time has come where super specialty doesn't solve your problem, only tells you the problem. Okay. You have the art of connecting the dots with other subjects. So super specialty is one part, but if you do not know about the larger things, you can't solve a problem. So it is connecting the dots is the biggest art today than just being a super specialist. Nothing wrong in being one or the other or third, but it is important to be able to solve problems. People want to solve problems with your knowledge, with your wisdom otherwise. And I think the whole hierarchy of age is undergoing change. Like in 60s and 70s, you had the data age and data entries and all that thing. Then when you organize data, it becomes information. When you organize like tabular form, this becomes information. When you interpret information, it becomes knowledge. So we went into, now we are at the cusp of information age. Google and others came in. We got into information age. Information became democratized. Otherwise, to get some piece of paper or otherwise was a problem. Now everybody gets information. So information is broadly democratized. When you interpret information, as I mentioned, becomes knowledge. Okay? And when you apply experience to knowledge is wisdom. So we are getting into from Google age to AI, which is knowledge. Okay. Now we'll get into quantum and all this kind of thing. And then we apply experience to the knowledge that becomes wisdom. Wisdom allows you to solve problems. But at the same time, on the sideways emerge what is called just good data, good information, good knowledge, good wisdom alone doesn't serve the purpose, and therefore has come about what is called creative age. On the side, you must have heard that word.
Yeah.
And the co-creation. So that is how you solve the problems of the world. There are a lot of interesting things that are coming up. Design and design thinking, both you know about it, right? So they all have to merge together. Therefore, transdisciplinary or multidisciplinary or otherwise is a right approach to go about. And you cannot work in silos. We never create anything alone. It's always co-creation. And therefore, I personally think that transdisciplinary approach is a very good one. But you must know the purpose for which you're doing, right? So similarly, data could tell you the truth. It can also mislead you. So it is important to see that the data that is collected is qualitative data, and how do you go about it? At one point of time, it was different. You get physical paper and try to collect data. Now the methodology is improved. Okay, so you collect data, which is a lot more in quantity and plus quality as well. Okay. Once you got the right data, then you turn the information and then turn into interpretation and stuff like that. But both the methodology for collection of the data and interpretation of data with data analytics has improved significantly. And within few years, you will see quantum computing that will process data hundreds of times faster than current methodology, right? That is going to be the game changer. So when in the university and even in the school, everybody has to start with quantum computing. Okay, all number crunching would give way to the new methodology. So these new technologies allow you to find truth, okay, if it is done properly. One can always abuse that, but at the same time solve the problems. I think that's what I would think. So when you say human beings will be redundant, one cannot say yes or no. Past is not necessarily the future. In past, even computer came. You know how many people got this? It has gone under the carpet. The job is to see that every employer, first of all, has to train his or her employee to look to the future. See, I know I went to Switzerland, one of my friends' factory, they had 80, 100 employees. Next time I went, there were 2.
Oh my God.
Correct? They said, what? It's a robot.
Yeah.
First impact is you don't hire more people. And second is you fire more people. Because first you stop hiring. Correct? Then the only way to do and engage them is to train them on the next generation, 10 years ahead of time, 7 years ahead of time. You have to see what is going to happen. So if you start training them on the future thing, 2 things happen. One, optimism brings happiness. Number 2, that you make them future ready. You have to think of 8, 10 years ahead of time. Tell people these are likely things that are going to happen. We have to now be ready, all of us. If we are well prepared, we'll overcome tsunami of technological change. And technological change comes with the speed of thought. I'll give you our own example. As at our firm, we are lawyers. Okay, that's one part. We have MBAs, we have chartered accountants turned lawyers, MBAs turned lawyers, we have engineers turned lawyers because technology requires. We have PhD in AI, Dr. Mihir Parikh. 20 years ago, we hired him. He did a PhD 27 years ago in the US. He didn't get job, so he became professor and tenure professor. And after that, about 20 years ago, we hired him. Okay, so he tells us what is likely to happen in future, what are the new things that are going to happen. So he explains us the technical things to lawyers. Then we visualize, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to bring this legal issue, that legal issue. So we do trend assessment and forecasting, okay, and visualize today the future strategic, legal, tax or ethical issues and write papers. Okay, so we have done a lot of research work. We research campus now. We put $25 million in research campus, right? As a law firm, small law firm, right? And what huge investment we made. The thing is now when suddenly technologies are coming up, we are at least ready to meet those challenges. We understand what the technology is about. Okay, whether it is cyborgs or whether it's net zero or digital twins or ambient intelligence or quantum computing, photonics, CRISPR, all those things, okay, we are already in the state of preparedness. What is the future of life? Sometime you have time and interest, I can show you the presentation, 150 slides. Okay, all new technologies, medical devices, automatic, what is called autonomous hospitals. Okay, the glasses which will act as X-rays, which will go through the tissues and things like that. Each one has its own. Okay, data storage, which we talk big ones today. What houses the maximum amount of data? It's energy, it's in cells. Correct. So in future, do you need big storage or is it small one? So we have to be prepared for that. And so we look at 10 to 20, 25 years from, as I was mentioning, and try to visualize the technology, as I said, changes. What would happen? Future may be uncertain, but it's not unthinkable.
Right.
Okay. So if you can think about the future, maybe you can try to solve problem. If nothing happens, good and well. If it happens, something. So that's how you have to live it. See, I would look at two ways. Schools and some basic education, primary, secondary. That's where you need teachers, one-way teaching. Then, as I mentioned, graduation should be for 2 years in community. Community college, not just for the namesake, but in community, serving the community, right? Just no other unnecessary things, Go and look at the problems of the people, go around, these, that, just to your jolly. Then in the university, you have these students half the time teach you. Because when you can ask them to teach, they will learn much better. Otherwise, you keep on teaching, you know. And I think, secondly, our job as leaders is to find potential in a people like them, right? What more they can do. So you teach those things, and I think more and more things are coming out. And once you enable them, they will have the urge to learn more and more.
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting.
Everyone has more potential than what he thinks. If you will think, Mac, I cannot do this, I cannot do, but I can see that he can do this, he can do that. Because sometimes external perspective gives a better idea.
Right.
Oh, he's doing this, why not he does this? You will learn from most unexpected quarters. You got your students to teach you. Okay. You got your external people to come and teach you. You got internal people to teach you. Okay. So, but as I said, the job of university is to focus on finding out the truth. Okay. And truth is defined to meet most probable situation. Nobody exactly knows, Today you think this is true and tomorrow you think it was not true. One day you thought that world is the center of the universe, not the sun, and then you say, sun is the other way around. So it was like that.